Are you ready? We are live.
And I guess we are live. Good morning, you guys. Anybody? Good morning,
Hey,
Sonia. Good
guys.
morning, Denise.
Hey,
Morning.
Darlene. Hey, Sonia.
Okay, let me share
Good
myself
evening,
out.
Sonia.
It
Good
is.
morning,
No, it's
Sonia.
morning. It's morning.
Say that. Good morning, Sonia. Early morning.
Yep.
All right.
Monique, I know you're going to listen somewhere.
All right.
She be the first. Oh, unless she's doing something. Hmm.
Hey, Callie. Good morning. Well, I have to wait a minute because,
Okay.
oh, Cowboy Church. Good morning.
Good
So glad to
morning.
meet you. I met Cowboy Church on Super Dave's channel. You guys, I am sharing myself out on these different medias.
That's good. Good, good, good. So good
Um,
to see you. Hey, Callie, love you, girl.
Callie, my mother-in-law,
Cowboy Church.
MawMaw, is back in the hospital. Good morning, Michelle.
Hey, Michelle. Love you, baby.
You guys, she's back in the hospital. Um, she's
In Columbus.
she's in Columbus, Georgia. She has from. They're going to have to go in see 2 and C3 of her spine because
I
that's
thought it was
where
C3, C4.
that's where it was cut off. C3 and C4 of her spinal column. So tomorrow is when her surgery date
Darlene B.
is.
Love you, sweetie.
So
Good to see you.
um, Cowboy Church, when I say, oh, thank you. When I say that, when I'm talking about MawMaw, that is
Praise the
my,
Lord.
oh, they live in Phoenix City. So, she is in the
Oh, okay.
regional, oh, I'm trying to think. Let me tell you where, because you'll know where it's at. Piedmont. She's in the Piedmont Hospital. And the Houston clinic, Dr. Gorham will be doing her surgery on her neck, and my mother in law's 80 years old. Good morning, Chris. So, you guys,
Rain
oh, her
alarm
husband's
standard.
in
About
Jasper.
18.2 kilometers. Intensity 10%. Area 1%.
Um,
Sorry.
Anna Mora, good morning. Good morning. So,
Rain
Mama,
alarm close. About 18.2 kilometers. Intensity 10%.
Sorry.
Area 1%.
they didn't do anything, any of the tests for her not being able to. She's almost paralyzed at this point, and they didn't do anything but check the bleed. That's all they wanted to check last week. So this time they're running all kind of tests on her, you guys. So thank goodness they just couldn't believe that the other hospital did not do any X-rays. Thank you, Callie. Thank you, thank you. So that's where we're at. And you guys, I'm in big blue, as I call it, my PJs. I wasn't going to come on this morning, but I really thought it would be easier to um, do this. Oh, good morning, Mystic. Good morning. I hope you're well. How's the car? Have you got the car fixed yet? I try to keep up with Mystique and ask her. And I always tell her, let you know that you're in my prayers too. And the car. I pray about vehicles. We got to have them. Okay. Yes, Callie. Callie does, you guys, if you don't have Callie, you need to. Callie does devotionals. She likes walking out in her yard. Nature brings her closer. She feels closer to God when she's out there in nature. Um, oh, cowboy, yes. And look, I was so glad to see you on Super Dave's the other night. I couldn't sleep and I was worried about my mother-in-law, so I jumped right in there. Um, I don't get to be on his stream very often or catch him at night because I'm always in bed. Good morning, Diana. Oh, my Diana. I have not updated you lately. But my mother-in-law is right back out, right back to the hospital. She is in Columbus, Georgia, Diana. I'm sure you know. I know you know Georgia, so she's in Columbus Piedmont Hospital under the care of the Houston Spine Clinic.
Good. Piedmont's a very good hospital.
Diana, she was right at the point of being paralyzed from her neck down. Her legs quit working, her hands started clawing up. But you know what? They're going in under her jaw because it's C3 and C4. That's where it was cut off, from C3 and C4. Having a neck surgery myself, I know what the risks are, and I'm glad that they did not hesitate. When she went for her appointment, they sent her straight to the hospital, and they started running tests. Karen said in less than an hour, she was in a bed in the ER, and they started having the plan. Diana, it's like with me, they'll tell you old age, you know. I will do that, cowboy. I will do that. We will pray right now. And for anybody else that has any prayer request, but I'll do it now. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for blessing us this morning. Thank you for waking us up. Thank you, Lord, for a good group of doctors that you have taken their hands and guided them as to how to treat MawMaw. Lord, I pray for Karen as she's sitting there in the room with her mom, that her mind will not, her mind and her heart will not struggle and worry. Lord, I pray, I know MawMaw is in your hands. I know that. And Lord, her care, you already know what tomorrow will bring. Lord, I just pray that we will have some peace of mind. I pray for Kevin and I pray for Jeff, Lord, that they will not worry so bad about their mama. I pray that right now that you give Karen, Jeff, and Kevin, Lord, some peace of mind, and just put that buffer over their heart, Lord, that they, and their mind, that they will not be so consumed. Lord, thank you for the strength that you've given me, that I'm not worried, Lord. And I thank you for that. I thank you for that, Lord. Lord, I pray over the people that will be on this morning. I pray for people out there with all the losses and everything, Lord, the sicknesses and the losses. And Lord, I pray for our country. In your name, Lord. Amen.
Amen.
So, and I told my husband, don't worry. I told him, don't worry. And I'm not being cold, but you guys, to see MawMaw back there not being able to, and her hands drawn up and not, I didn't like it. I did not like what I was seeing.
No.
But
Stuff.
no, Judy, she didn't have surgery last night or this morning. They decided to get all of her blood thinner medicines, make sure they were out of her system real good. So it will be tomorrow. And it will be, I think, a 6-hour surgery.
Tomorrow
So,
morning.
yes. They don't know when. She won't be the first in line. So I don't know when.
Okay.
And they're only letting one person go back there. And that one person's my sister-in-law, Karen, as she's going to be right there by her mama's side. And so, sometimes God will, he'll buffer our hearts and he'll buffer our minds to protect us from worry.
It will.
Yeah. And, I couldn't sleep the other night. I just could not sleep. But I come to you guys this morning in Big Blue. Those of you that's been with me over a year now recognize Big Blue.
Yeah.
I used to come on from my kitchen. I'd say, I brushed my teeth this morning, but not my hair. And I would come on in PJs with this on, but then I started getting dressed and I, started putting on makeup just because. But there is a paraplegic that put me in my place. I watched his video one time and he said, if I can get up and be dressed and sell on Amazon, he said, nobody has an excuse not to get up, start their day, and get dressed. He was in a very bad car wreck. So that put me in my place. And I said, Lord, I'll get up and I need to start getting dressed. And that's how I started doing my mornings. It used to be in my kitchen. What is decompressing the spine? Judy, I don't know what that entails. When they did mine, they called it a I forget the name of it. I do good to pronounce most states. I'm telling you, Denise knows there's some of those states that I don't know. But anyway, I don't know. I'm going to Google it. Amen.
You'll get it. Whatever it is.
With me, they called it something different because they took out 5 of mine and replaced them with donor bones and a metal plate. So we call that a bionic neck. But I don't know how they will decompress. I just don't know. But I'm going to Google it after I get offline. Now, Cowboy, I will tell you, when Troy said that I have my top hat on, he likes that picture. But yeah, on Fridays we do hat day, and I do. That's my time to be creative, I guess. That's my time to let my silly go. All during the week, some people have to work. Most of us here are disabled.
Yes.
Darlene B in our group, my husband calls her Wonder Woman. He's sick
Yeah,
that she
one
can
time.
do it all. Sonia, you're Wonder Woman too, and you're gonna get that power back. Um,
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
you're gonna get your farm back and all of that. Oh, I did too, Cowboy. Well, I think after 5 years, mine started about March or April, wasn't it, Denise?
What?
My disability money. For it,
Oh, yeah.
it took a hot
Chips.
minute, and I didn't talk about it on here. Um,
No.
I would call it that my blessing finally came in.
Mm-hmm.
But I really wanted the platform to help people that was trying to get theirs and felt like giving up and stuff. So, some of us, we really need it. And just because there's people out there that abuse the system does not mean that it's everybody that applies for disability.
Amen. But they're the ones that make it harder.
Oh, thank you,
Amen.
Cinnamon. Cinnamon MawMaw is actually in Columbus. Cinnamon knows where that's at because she traveled to Columbus when her daughter was in the military. So she knows where that's at too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hello, D Spot for Channel Talk. Good morning. I met
I'll be
you.
right back.
Yeah, I met you on Super Dave's too the other night. Um, I'm not always in pajamas, just so you guys know. This morning, I really didn't feel like coming on, but somebody blew up my phone. My phone was dead. I didn't know my phone was dead. And I don't know who in the world blew up my phone. And I had like 6 or 7 missed calls, messages, FaceTime messages. And it said, "Are you even up?" Yeah. Good morning, Mel. Another from Australia. Good morning. Good morning.
Good
Mel,
morning.
Tracy's not sick or anything. Tracy is she's got her grandson with her.
Homeschooling.
Yes, she's having to help homeschool her grandson. Virtual learning, I think they call it. So,
Yep,
um,
that is what they call it.
but I always tell her when you leave a message, I let her know this is what Mel said. So, she is enjoying. She is. You know how she is about them grandbabies. Oh, and for those that don't know, most of you do. I am a a great grandma. Hey, Beth, great grandma now, Mel. So, I know I don't look like I should, do I?
You look beautiful.
But I am hoping that they do come down here and that I get to, yeah, I know. Mel, my granddaughter's 21. This is what I say. She is from my stepdaughter, but she's still my daughter, our oldest
Yeah.
daughter. And I'm not old enough to have one that's a great grandma, but really, me and her mom's the same age. Um,
Yes.
her mom, had her at a young age. But my granddaughter did
There.
everything the right way. She graduated, first one in that side of the family. And then, she got married, and then, almost a year later, she had a baby. So, hey, I don't put nobody down for doing it the other way because, but you know, her mom and them, when they're shocked, I said, she's 21. Good morning, Monique. But I hope I get to see her. I hope she comes down today. She's so little, so beautiful, so little. Monique, MawMaw will have surgery not today. It's going to be tomorrow. They're doing cardio tests, they're doing blood work, and all of that.
Getting her off her blood thinners as well.
Yes. Girl, I'm telling you, MawMaw, when I first come out of work and because I couldn't work, I kept my granddaughter, and she was a chunk, and lifting her and changing her diaper, getting her up and down on the changing table. By the time that they would come and get her, I could barely walk because this was the room that I kept her in, and I did not leave this room. When she slept, I listened to music, and MawMaw would tell me, Darlene, you can't keep watching her all day and then keep her at night when they don't want to come. You can't do that. Your body can't do it. And I said, well, MawMaw, I can do it. I said, I can rest when she goes home. But you're right. It's rough on the older joints.
Oh, yeah. It's totally different.
MawMaw, my granddaughter, she's like me. All the stuff my mom said about me when I was a child, she would come through the house. She wanted everything stripped off and run through the house like a little wild child.
My granddaughter's like that.
Yeah, hair just, I try to pull her hair up, and that hair'd be everywhere. And just, if Pawpaw got home and he took his shirt off, whoop, she took hers off. Monique, I'm tired, but this morning I just said, well, let me get I'm going to go ahead, and as I always say, when I do this, I get more from it than I know any of you can ever get back. But I think, Monique, God is helping me be stronger, maybe. So, because Kevin is so worried.
Yep.
He would be worried every time I would have surgery. Oh, she was talking to you, Sonia. She said you look more relaxed.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I just run with that. I sure did. Oh, you guys ain't right. Cinnamon, good morning, Leticia. Love, good morning. She was told a few years ago she needed neck surgery. I didn't know that. She would be vague about it.
My mom don't tell something.
Yeah,
she don't
she'll tell you what you want to hear, or she'll leave out things. And that's why when home health comes, I tell them everything. If I'm in my room and they'll say, well, have you been doing your breathing treatments? Well, and I'll be in that room in there, and I'll say, no. And and I tell them no. And they said, well, Miss Francis, you're supposed to do your breathing treatment 2 to 3 times a week. 2 to 3 times a day. And I'll be in there like, I'm going to let them take that now. But yes, that's why she's having headaches. And that's why she was getting slumped more and more, because her head was too heavy. But look, Mama's going to have it tomorrow. And God has this.
Yep.
He has this. She'll either be with us or I know where she'll be. And I have either way. Monique says she's working with the elderly. So much fun.
My dog escaped. I had to get her back in. None of y'all want to hear me yelling.
Oh, Joshy graduates in 6 weeks. Graduates.
Oh my goodness.
Graduates his 6th year. High
Yep.
school.
My son graduates on Monday.
Yay.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah.
actually, 4 of us are actually allowed to go. Originally, none of us were allowed to go. Now 4 of us are allowed to.
Yay.
So
Who's going?
me, Mark, my dad, and my oldest daughter.
Bless them.
Awesome. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Oh,
It broke my heart when they told me we weren't allowed to go.
Oh yeah.
But now that things are looking better as far as Victoria goes, we're allowed to go now.
Oh,
Well,
that's
that's good.
fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, they told us social distance when I went to see our oldest grandson graduate earlier in the year. And
I got the one boo too.
nobody had masks. They really weren't. And that was early in the year.
Well, they're doing it outside if the weather's good, so we won't have to, because we don't have to wear masks if we're outside now. So that'll be good because because summer's in, it's going to be hot, and wearing a mask when it's hot, you suffocate without the heat.
Oh yeah, I understand that. That was one of the good things because about being used to being at home.
Oh yeah.
All right. Let me see if I can.
The other 3 daughters are disappointed, but they're going to film it and give us the DVD for free, so they'll get to see it at least on DVD.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, I can see my comments. I know, Leticia, that's how this community is. It's even if we're not on here, we all think of each other. And I sit in there the other night when I couldn't sleep, and I heard MawMaw saying something. I know. I'm going to have to highlight that. You are so right. MawMaw is the first one to be telling somebody what to do. But I couldn't sleep. Kevin needed the TV off, and I was hurting. And I come in here and I saw Super Dave on, so I got on, jumped in, told everybody hey, jumped out. But I heard MawMaw saying something. I went back there, and she got hot. So hot, get the cover off. Then she gets cold and put it back on. But I sit back there and I rubbed her leg, I rubbed her thigh because that's where she was hurting. I rubbed her, done like Denise said, took lotion, rubbed that one hand. The other hand is arthritis. Ooh, it swelled up so bad. But I sit back there talking to her, and I told her, I said, Mama, you have so many people. I said, I have not even been able to answer the comments. I said, on the update. I said, but you, woman, are very popular. You're everybody's mama. And I said, I can't even begin to try to tell you. Oh, thank you, MawMaw. Much love, honey.
I love you, MawMaw.
But I told her, I said, Mama, you got so many people praying for you and care about you and love you. I said, I just want you to know. And I said, you're everybody's mama. She's mama even to people probably her age or close to her age.
She is MawMaw to everybody.
Yep. So I was copying and pasting in trying to answer everybody in Messenger and then trying to go through Facebook. But that one day, well, a couple of days, when Mama first got out of the other hospital, there was a lot of what we were doing because she become even more pained. She's in more pain, and she could not get out of bed. So it was a lot of not work. I don't want to call it work. That sounds like something I have to do. But there was a lot involved.
A lot more care.
Yes.
And caring for her.
And now that we know, which she did have a physical therapist to come out with home health, and he told her, he said, I feel like that you have some compression. And he said, I can't work with you because you can't mess with nothing until the neurologist finds where it's coming from. He said, but I feel like it's coming from your upper neck. And he said, you'll continue to get weaker until you see him. So it's scary when you don't know, when you're having to roll somebody and then roll them back. And they're hurting so bad. So, hey, I would do whatever it takes for her. But I'd rather see her back to be able to do like she was doing.
Yes.
Her drawings, her getting on the computer with Sandy, and all of those kinds of things.
Yes.
Making her dream catchers. She said, well, you can just go ahead and put all my art stuff in storage, is what she told her daughter, because I'm not going to be able to ever do any of that. I said, hush your mouth. I said, yes, you are. I said, we're going to get you fixed. So.
Yep.
We are. She'll either come back and she'll regain her strength, or she'll wake up and she'll have a glorified body.
Amen.
So that's what I believe.
Mm-hmm.
She will either come back with us or do the other. But I did break down yesterday. I did. And I told Casey, I cannot imagine a day without her here.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. So I had to comfort our oldest daughter when she called, and she was upset. Yeah, Monique. And my granddaughter, my daughter was so upset. And I told her, I said, well,
Hush.
you've got to understand her quality. She says, but she looks so bad. I said, yeah. I said, spinal cord, whether it's however, if it's pinched off, it is not good from your, from that point down.
So with the surgery, does that mean eventually she might be able to get up and use a walker again?
Yes. It's according, I'm not a doctor. Let me see.
Because I miss seeing her walk behind you.
All right, let me see.
according to how much nerve damage has been done
That's true. Yeah.
as well.
Diana, I will sure try. Send me a reminder, and because
mean-
there's nothing we can do, we can't go to the hospital, so I will be here, and that's a good time. 1 o'clock is a good time. But yes, just send me a reminder. But yes, that's what my prayer is, Sonia. I think once
Yep.
I get her on the right arthritis medicine and the swelling in her hands, her knees, all
Yep.
of that, the joint pain eases. Even if she's not able to use her walker, she'll still, if once she gets that upper body strength again, at
Yes.
least she'll be able to help assist us to assist her.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, Diana. And Diana, with doing that, you have to, like we talked about it, you have to be so careful who you send out the link to. Okay.
Mm.
Yes, it's freezing cold in Georgia.
It's cold and
out-
raining here,
It's cold
and
here.
it's summer.
Cold here. Without a doubt, it is very cold.
But it's beautiful. I see the sun's out and pretty. I was thinking the other day that Mama finally got her bathroom, the bathroom done, got the shower, and she hasn't got to enjoy it but one time, and that was in her wheelchair that Karen put plastic. She put a trash bag over her walker, but she's only got to do that once. All right, let me read. Oh my goodness. Ouch. Something just fell. Oh, so it's cold. Look, for once, we have the same temperature as the rest of the world, probably.
We had a warm day, but a cold front came in, and it's now raining and cold, and it's going to be like that for the next few days. But just bipolar weather. We get 2 days of hot weather and then 3 days of cold.
We were, we watched Quigley Down Under. I don't know, that is where he's in Australia and it's so dry and it's so hot. I said, yeah, movies like this is why I thought that Australia was hot.
There are areas like that, but they do get cold too.
So, the cracked earth, and I'm like, I tell people, I said, oh, for the record, they do get cold weather. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we do. We also get snow.
Yeah, my sister got snow one time in Panama City Beach, and it was like, they even went to the beach, and it was like, okay, there's snow, but you can't tell the snow from the white sand.
Yeah, from the phone.
Yeah, they don't get snow very often.
Very rarely.
Like our summers are hot. Don't get me wrong. Our summers can get very hot. But depending on where you are in Australia, your winters can be very harsh too.
Yeah, this last snow we got that's the first time I've ever seen it like that. Here in Georgia.
We don't know. We don't know what the weather's going to be.
No.
We don't. And I'm going to just say this. I'm now checking. I go to Australia News to find out about what's going on in the United States. That's sad. There ain't no
Which
news
is-
here that I trust, and I'm like, really?
No.
Yeah. You still got to watch what you watch. Watch what you watch though, because it's not always accurate.
Yeah, I think all news is propaganda sometimes.
Mm.
I don't watch it. Period.
Me either. I don't watch TV at all, unless I've got YouTube on it.
I'm not watching. I don't care nothing about the news. They ain't gonna say nothing positive anyhow.
Yeah,
And it ain't all bad.
I have
And
enough
then a
trouble
lot
dealing with
bad.
my day-to-day life, let alone watching the news.
yeah, and that's me. And yesterday I laid in bed
Half stories.
because I was going to say yesterday it took 4 of us to get MawMaw, be able to. Well, 3 of us get her in the wheelchair, and then Kevin had to come. So it took 4 of us to get her in the car, bless her heart.
Mm.
And after that, like Denise said, you need to rest.
Yep.
So me and Casey was going to get up, and we were going to start cleaning.
I was telling you at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to bed.
Yes. And
Your 4 o'clock, not mine.
yeah. My 4 o'clock.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, was I still awake or just
We were talking.
Oh, are you sure it was 4 o'clock my time?
I'm pretty sure it was, because it was like 2 o'clock, nearly 3 o'clock my time, and it was daytime.
I knew that late.
I'm trying to think.
Talking to you, she don't even know half of what she said. That was
Oh, no. You don't want me to nighttime message.
You were wide awake. We were talking.
It was 4 o'clock in the morning, because I think it might have been about 9 o'clock. It was like,
yeah, it was not. I mean, when I seen up there anything that y'all talking, chit-chatting, the video chat or whatever, it was earlier.
Oh, because yeah. All right. Well, that's my bad. I still told you to go to bed.
yeah. I went to. Well, I know one night me and Lizz stays up late, and it done got about 11 o'clock, and I was crazy texting. And the next morning I was looking at it and I'm like, what? And I went up a little bit more. I'm like, what in the world was I messaging?
Yeah.
And I think
was it similar to mine when I said my face fell off?
No, it was like
fell off, and it
was like
and
mine was like WWXZ whatever. And I finally told
letters.
Yeah, I said, oh, I better go sleep. And then I still something. The next morning I laughed. I'm like, LizzAnn, I know that once I take nighttime medications, I should not even have my phone in my hand. Ooh, 40 degrees in Oregon.
That's Fahrenheit.
Yeah, let me see.
It's probably in the 50s.
I don't have my.
All right, 47 degrees. It's 47 right now here.
Okay. I'm gonna say it's probably close to 50. That's what I.
The low this morning.
You're gonna make me go into the house and get that clock that diverts it for me, aren't you?
All right. What time is it there now?
The high today is going to be 62, and then it's going to drop tonight to 36.
Are we talking to me then, darling?
Everybody.
Asking me what the time was?
That must have been Denise.
I did. I just asked, what time is it there for you?
It's 2:16 a.m.
Look at that
Okay,
baby.
10:16 here.
Yeah, 2:16 a.m.
Elizabeth, that's one way I
here.
can show those babies off. Look at them babies. Her little
Oh,
girl and twin boys.
hey,
So you're 12 hours behind me.
behind you. Yes.
Yep. What's the time for you, darling?
Right now,
Same
10:16
thing mine
a.m.
is. It's
Yeah.
same thing mine is.
Good morning, Elizabeth. How's your dad? MawMaw's back in the hospital. She's in Columbus, and they're going to do tomorrow. I'm not sure what time. Neck surgery on her. So I know I don't even have to tell anybody. Keep her in your prayers because I
Yep.
already know that's a given. But let me know how Ken is.
Yeah.
Look, they told us when I was in. Oh, wow. Darling, good thing that Santa Claus don't use Sam's Club or don't have to ship FedEx or whatever that tore up the toilet paper. I just look, them people done tore up the toilet paper. Elizabeth, that is you guys, she done sent us 300 K-cups and some creamer. Then we're supposed to get a whole case of toilet paper. These people done went crazy. FedEx tore up our toilet paper. I just don't know. They might have opened it and had to use some real quick. Yes, that is the source of her weakness. It is, but they still don't know what the bleed was caused from. But yeah,
Yes.
I'm just glad FedEx didn't tear up the coffee.
Oh yeah.
No, really, she's decided to wrap a baby goat. Well, 2 baby goats. She said we got to have 2. And wrap them up in toilet paper and gift wrap paper, and she's going to mail them to me.
Yay, Elizabeth.
Good. Is he coming home to your house, or um, does he live by himself now? You guys, I've known Elizabeth since before she was born. Good morning, Traci.
Hey,
This is only
Tracy.
time I'm gonna sing good morning to Traci. Good morning to you. Good morning to Traci. Good morning to you. Mel was on. I told her where you was at and what you was doing. Hey Tim. Good morning.
Tell her about Josh's graduation.
Yes, Joshy will be graduating from grade 6. And it's all exciting. And I had to just tell you, Joshy's graduating from the 6th grade.
Hey, Tim. So good to see you.
Tim, she had the GI bleed, and we took her to one hospital, and they didn't do nothing about her paralysis, basically. But she went to the neurologist appointment that she'd had, and they put her straight in the hospital. So she will be having surgery tomorrow. It will be a 6-hour surgery. Excuse me. And the compression is at C3 and C4 of her neck. So they'll go in up under her chin. But, I will tell her, Tim, I told her, I said, Mama, I don't think I'd have enough time to sit here and tell you how many people are praying for you. I said, but there are plenty. Girl, Traci, they started running. They're doing what did I say today, Denise?
Echo.
An echocardiogram this morning. But they're going to do wound care to check her toe, check her heel, and there was another spot on her. So they're gonna, oh man, right away they sent her straight to the ER. They got her a bed in the ER. They started running tests. The doctor came in and talked to her right away. They don't play.
Yep.
They're not playing. They were just, they couldn't understand why the other hospital, they could only say so much because of medical profession. But he just could, Karen said you could tell, but he said, I just don't understand why they didn't address all the issues. I said, because they wanted to kick her out of that bed
Yeah.
and use that bed for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
But I look at it this way too. God went ahead and put her with the better doctors.
Yes, he did.
So that's the way I'm looking at it. She's at the same group of doctors that did her back surgery when she was my age. The same
There
ones that
you go.
did shoulder surgery back when Casey was about 4. So
She's in a great hospital too. Piedmont is awesome.
Yep. Elizabeth, that hospital she was in was East Alabama. And now she's in Piedmont Regional Hospital. And if you look that up, Kevin said, oh my goodness, they have Piedmont ankle and foot hospital. They got hospitals down around the area. Yes, Elizabeth, she's in Columbus now. She's in Columbus.
How far is
Karen, her daughter is with her. Oh my goodness. Callie, you sound like me. But maybe between now and then, I can help Casey as much as I can get in MawMaw's room and at least does try to get her TV positioned in front of her.
Yeah.
Because when I went in there the other night, it was, oh my gosh, what did I tell you, Denise? I was up until about 1 o'clock, sure enough. But, she didn't know what day it was. Think about just laying in bed and your TV is to the side of you and you just hear it and you can't see it.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. Yeah. It'd be much nicer for MawMaw.
Yes, Cinnamon. See, and MawMaw's headaches was caused from that. And I would tell her, she'd lean her, that's why her head was leaning more and more. I said, MawMaw, don't you remember when I was having headaches so bad? I said, and I'd come home and lay my head on the kitchen table and just sit there. I said, because it felt like my head was too heavy for my neck. And I said, and it was, and so that is exactly, but Cinnamon, MawMaw, it wasn't just her arthritis. Her hands had started drawing up and her legs had started like in bed being stiff.
Yeah.
But MawMaw was scared. So it took the GI bleed. And that scared MawMaw to, she didn't have a choice. She was laying in that bed and I didn't think she was going to make it.
She wasn't if she'd have kept on going like she was.
Yeah, I took the phone in there one time. I was, who was you on there, Sonia? I know.
I think it might have been Denise.
Okay, it was Denise and LizzAnn for a change, and
and
Traci.
That was the night I was in the hospital. I wasn't able to.
Yeah.
So
That's when she couldn't. It was us 3.
I took the phone in there and let them see her, and they said prayer, and each, they said prayer for her. But she did look bad, didn't she, Denise?
She did. She did.
Elizabeth said, "Are you all, or Sonia, are you okay?"
She's tired.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Look, Sonia's gonna look.
She's
If me
sick.
and
She's worn out.
if me and that woman had to sneak on a plane to Australia,
Yeah.
we gonna, and you know, we're like I always use the analogy of chickens. You know, hens. My grandmama was like a hen.
Stop.
They'll put those biddies up under their arms to protect them, the babies. And that's what my grandmother used to do for me. She would.
Denise was going to put me in a dog carrier and ship me over.
Hey, that would be easier than me and Denise going over there. Hey, we just can't ship FedEx. If they damage toilet paper, they damage you.
Yeah.
But yes, I even the scripture this morning, Lord stood with me and gave me strength. It's Elizabeth said she's sending prayers, Sonia. She's not sure what's going on. But whatever's hurting your heart is much better soon.
Thank you.
That's what the girl I used to work with, I always called her my work daughter. When she didn't know until I put it on Facebook, I'm on here so much, I forget that I don't post stuff on Facebook. So when I put that about MawMaw, my Julie called me. Well, she sent me a message. What's going on with MawMaw? So then I told her about the GI bleed and all that kind of stuff. Well, she said, what can I do? What do you need? I said, just pray. She said, well, I got that covered, but what else do you need? So bless her heart. I do forget. I do forget about updating stuff on Facebook and getting people on a prayer chain that way too. And prayer angels is who Josie.
Yeah.
Who Joe. She has it on Facebook, Prayer Angels, and she told me, you can post in there. And so I shared it to so many different places. And I said, share this out. The more people that pray, we know who's in control, but sometimes God wants people to know. Come to me, and broken record, but Sonia, he's holding you. If he wasn't holding us, this family, I don't know. Think about it. MawMaw losing her son, and about 3 weeks later, losing her only sibling, her brother. I was afraid to tell her about her brother because she was still grieving so much over Traci. And when Kevin came, he sent me a message. He said, Mama can't hear you, can she? And I said, no. And I was live. And he said,
I remember that.
Yeah, I'll be over in just a minute. Well, he said, Uncle William died. And I told him, yeah, you're going to have to tell her. I can't tell her. You'll have to come tell her. So, yeah, so MawMaw has been through some tragedy and stuff and has at the point of wanting to give up. And I tell her, no, you ain't. Good morning. Good morning. Good day, Psycho Ducky. Welcome back. Yes, Traci. Yes. He will.
Mm.
He gives us strength. He gives us rest. He wants us to ask for his help. And when you become a mom, you kind of understand it. From a mom's point of view, we want our kids to ask for help. When they don't ask, we're like, why didn't you come to me? So that's how God is. It took me a long time to why didn't I just get it? Why didn't I just turn everything over? Why didn't I do it the correct way? We try to hold up and help somebody else, but when it comes to our own self, like I've said before, sometimes I feel bad praying for myself. What time is it your time, Sonia?
2:32.
Oh, see, Psycho Ducky is there, and Sonia can't sleep, and Psycho Ducky's been up too. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. You go to bed. I think you guys in Australia, you guys can't sleep because MawMaw, same time for her too.
Thank
Must be
Oh,
something
Elizabeth.
in the air.
Oh, Elizabeth. I'll message is quite a bit. I'll have to message that. Not good, but there are things, and in case nobody knows what I'm talking about, I'll highlight.
Yeah.
Because people on Facebook don't know what I'm talking about if they're not watching or listening. But you know what? There's things in place, Elizabeth, and she might get help. And it not like I always told April, I said, God says it won't be me or you to help her.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's not for me or you to help her.
No.
So out of the blue, somebody called me, and this person is so concerned. They saw her in court yesterday, and she said she needs some help. And I said, yes. And that person didn't even have to call me. And she said she's trying to coordinate some kind of help. She said, I see these young women coming through drug court. I see how they're abused and they're used while they're out there on the streets. And she said, it breaks my heart to see them come through, all these young women. She said, I just want to be able to help all of them. And I said, I know. So Friday, Elizabeth, is another court date. And I think me and her dad might just show up. We might just show up there because maybe instead of her running, if she sees us, and I don't know, Sonia helps me with a lot of stuff from a young woman. How old are you, Sonia?
44.
You're about 9 years older than Tiffany.
Yeah.
No, you're not. Yeah, Tiffany is 35.
Yep.
But
So
I
I'm
still think
9, 8.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still
Don't get me to use my brain.
think of you as her age. But
I don't mind that.
Sonia gives me different perspectives and helps me see things at different levels.
Yes.
But there's a time to stand back. There's a time not to enable. there's a time to stand back. And she knew if she needed a ride to court, I would take her. She knew it, but she didn't reach out to me.
Yep.
And she's not, I'm sure she won't reach out by Friday, but maybe if she sees, especially her dad, if she were to see me and her dad there, she would know it would be support, that we were still
Yep.
standing behind her. And
Yep.
if everybody could pray and agree that this time that maybe somebody else telling her, I care, I want to help you, maybe she'll accept their help.
Yep.
And that's a big possibility. That is a really good possibility. That would exactly what happened. Sometimes
Thank
it's
you,
better
Mom.
for somebody else.
Well, I told the woman yesterday, I said, I probably sound like an awful mom, but I have a group of Christian women that help me and let me know that I'm not wrong for how I handle the situation. I said, but
Yep.
I said, because there is that part that I feel that way.
Of course you do. You're wrong.
And I told her, I said, she needs psychological and drug rehab, and I explained the whole, Tiffany's whole process, even before she got on the streets. I explained both of her surgeries. They kept her on 2 opiates, the whole time for a whole week, the first surgery, and then the second one, that whole week. And she said, oh my goodness. I said, yes. I said, so she doesn't like to sleep. She is afraid of going to sleep. She is afraid that if she goes to sleep, she's not going to wake up. I said, I know that might sound crazy to somebody else, but I understand.
Yeah.
So I was able to give that insight. And so they'll look at Tiffany and have more information. Hey, 5 Speed.
Hey, 5 Speed.
Hey, 5 Speed.
You.
Oh, yes. Thank you. You are so right. Show some love with so much going on. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so glad you popped back in.
Oh, me too.
But I was able to give her more insight than she probably gets from any of the other girls and women that come through that process.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Or the parents, they don't get credit.
The truth, my mother-in-law, MawMaw, is having surgery tomorrow on her neck. C3 and 4. Just want to let you know so you'll know just what to be praying for specifically. First, look at the text, then look around you, then look above you. God bless. Best channel on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you. So,
trying to listen to what God tells us to do and be faithful.
So some things he will take out of your hands.
Yes.
Because we try to fix everything.
Oh, gosh.
And he will take everybody's hands off of the situation. And, people say, let God, let go and let God, or let God and let go. It's easy to tell somebody else that, like I said, until it comes to us.
You're said than just.
Oh,
Oh,
Denise,
yeah.
good morning. Thank you. Good morning,
Good
Denise.
morning, Denise.
Morning.
And you.
And that's right, Monique. That's what's happening now. Letting go and, let God. But I still I still let that woman know that I haven't met her yet, but I'll meet her Friday. I
Yeah.
still, gave her, I didn't just say, well, look, it ain't my problem. I've tried. No,
Yes.
I gave her a quick history so she would have a better understanding of Tiffany.
Yep.
Oh,
So then
Denise
you
said
got about 20 more minutes.
we're all in our PJs.
Yep.
Oh, Denise,
What is it? PJ Wednesday.
oh yeah, we could have.
There
couldn't
you
we?
go. Yeah.
So, and I explained to that woman, I explained to her that I said, I can't enable, but if she would have called me, I would have brought her to court. Um, I would have even told her if you need to take a bath, if you need to change clothes, she could have come here and I would have took her. But all I can do is send a message, and I know she sees messages from Mom. She hasn't blocked me on Facebook, so she knows. No 5 speed, but I will. I will go and look at it. Um, and that's right, Monique. And before my my work daughter, I call her. Before she left, she brought us a bedpan. She just asked, "Did we need any other supplies? Did we even need blankets?" She said, or a ride around town. Oh, good morning, April. Good morning, April Sitcher. Casey's April. That's Casey's April. She's on Facebook. But she before she left, she said, "Well, we have to put God first, then our husbands, then our children." I said, "Well, in this case, always God first." I said, "But that woman in there, MawMaw, she's top priority right now." She said, "Yes. There comes a time." Good morning, Mary. Um, there comes a time that it might not be in that order, but we always have to have him first.
Yeah.
When our children are little, they're babies, we have to put them before our husbands because they have to have us.
I know.
And
That's still a part of loving Kevin is taking care of Mama too.
Yeah. Yeah. He tells me that. And I said, "But you don't have to thank me because that comes natural. It comes as natural." Look, Casey, he done said, "I live in a house of geriatrics," is what he said.
Leave it to Casey.
He said, "But who am I going to have when I grow old? I ain't going to have nobody. I'm going to be by myself."
Poor Casey.
Oh, my goodness. He said his new name was Gerri, and then the last name Atri. I don't know if it was X or when I read that on Facebook, I'm like, that boy is not right. Oh, LizzAnn.
Hey, Liz.
LizzAnn, are you just getting up or are you just going to bed?
One or the other. No, she tried to go to bed last night early. Way early for her.
I'm not pros, you guys. I'm just looking.
She's reading. That's the
Oh
way
yeah,
she reads.
Denise. Me and Mama were friends before I met Kevin. So,
Yep.
look, she
You've
took
always
care of
loved her.
me.
She did.
Mary. Oh, Gene done brought her breakfast in bed. He sure did.
Oh, Jane. I'm telling you, she needs to quit being on man. Now that's enough.
You guys, LizzAnn's husband, he fell. Bless his heart. It banged him up really bad.
Oh, I saw those photos. Oof.
But when I tell you, LizzAnn, I said angels were around you guys
You're not
because that happening in the road, anything could have happened. But
coming around in traffic with him.
yep.
And everybody, God had on there. Earthly angels.
Oh, I was going to tell you guys. So whenever Mama now goes in the hospital, Callie sleeps on her bed because Mama got to where she wouldn't let her sleep on her bed with her. So Callie slept in her bed on the floor. No. Callie, as soon as Mama was out the door, she was right up there on Mama's bed, laying in her spot. And the other cat, Kit, what does she do now? She gets in Callie's bed. So I took a picture of both of them last night so Karen could show Mama. And I put while Mama's away, the cats will play. So she got to show those to Mama. There's something else. But God's not, I told Mama, God's not through with you, woman. That's why I told her. And we had the biggest laugh. Before while we was getting her dressed, and then before we got her up out of the bed yesterday morning. We just had Mama laughing too hard. And I can't even on this channel, it's not even the channel, talk about it. Because there's just things that would be, we took things that would be hard for her to have me and Casey take care of her, especially her grandson. You have to get over modesty, and my mother-in-law, so modest.
Rain alarm standard, about 7.7 kilometers, intensity 20%, area
3%. We had to help her modesty, and you can do that with laughter. You have to ease somebody's mind sometimes through laughter, and we did. But goodness gracious, I get in some fun.
A beautiful, beautiful woman. She's a beautiful person, a big old heart. Oh.
But goodness gracious, I can put this, when your big toe gets caught up in their undergarments and you're sitting cross-legged up against the wall, and Mama's hand was on my knee, so that was her hand that the wrist was swelled, the knuckles were purple, so I put her hand on my knee. Well, I done stood for too long, and everything started going dead on me, going numb on me. My big toe. I'm like, oh. I said, oh, I gotta move. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, my big toe's caught. And I'll just say in their undergarments. I said, but I can't move it. And she got to laughing. And Casey and Karen got like, but help me. I can't get it out. And it took Casey, then I finally got my leg out and stretched out, and Casey had to help me get to the foot of the bed to help me up. And Karen said, well, I thought your toe, I said, yeah, I have no feeling in my toe and my foot right now. Let me stomp on it and try to get the feeling back in it. But, getting her dressed and all that, we had to be very careful. Her right arm and shoulder hurts her very bad, but that's the side she kept having falls. That's the side that was bruised from up under her arm all the way down. She had the awfulest bruise when she fell the last time. And after that, we were, nope, never again can you come in here unassisted. And I told her then, I said, you could have damaged something. But I'm thankful because her shoulder is, all the way down. But all the x-rays they did, they would have said, we're going to do this. Then we've got to repair her shoulder. But it's just weak and just droops. But you guys,
So
I guess
let's bring our lunches just came by.
I just, Kevin don't like hearing the silliness sometimes. There's some things he's like, and you don't, Denise say, we were messaging last night. She asked about MawMaw, and I told her that Kevin had talked to his sister. She said, well, ask. I said, look, when he internalizes, he doesn't talk about something that's bothering him. So if I keep asking him, well, what did Karen say, or what this or what that? No, he wants to not think about it. He just, that's how he does things. And that's okay. Me and Casey would talk the feathers off a goose, I think, when we're upset. Somebody's going to know it. And if I walk in his room sometimes, if the door's shut, he's shutting the door now because your mama's not here. He started keeping it open so he could hear her. I love you too, LizzAnn. Good night, good morning, good night, and I love you.
Yes. I'm here.
But yesterday there was several things. I shouldn't have been looking through YouTube. But I'd go knock on the door in case you can come in. Did you know this, and this? And he'd say, yeah, Mom, I've been watching all this. Oh, okay. But how? And he'd say, well, let me show you this video, or let me show you that. I'm like, Casey, okay. I said, okay, I'm going back to my room now. I'm going to leave you alone. I'm going back to my room. And then I'd see something else. I'd go in there. Casey. He'd say, Mom, I watched that one this morning. I said, okay. And I'd shake my head. I said, look, I'm just now watching this man. But yes, Casey's my daughter's like her daddy. She keeps things in. She keeps things in, and you might not know for 3 months, even when she's a teenager. She'd be upset about something, and she wouldn't even say what it was. I'd want to talk about it. Nope. She used to be like, she hated to get and you know what, Sonia? It goes back to what we was talking about yesterday.
Yeah.
Tiffany used to, as a teenager or even as a kid, I was one that explained, and she'll tell people, no, Mama, if we got in trouble, would sit down and explain what we did and why we were grounded or why we were in trouble. Hers would be she couldn't leave the house that weekend. But she'd say, Mama always explained. But when she was young, sometimes when I'd sit on that bed to start to explain, I know what went through that little 9-10-year-old girl's heart, because she hardly ever got in trouble when she was even up to a teenager. I would see the look on her face. Oh my gosh, Mom, I wish you'd just beat me. Just beat me and leave me. Just beat me and leave me. She wouldn't say it. I know. She hated the talk.
If my dad was going to talk to us, I would soon as my dad would beat the crap out of me is to talk to me.
Kevin was this way. He was like my parent, like my dad. Why? Because I said so. And you wouldn't know.
I do that.
I said, Kevin, but you're not telling them what they did. You're not, well, because I said so.
Oh, no, I explain.
Yeah. So,
but if I want them to do something, I will, and they go, why? I'll say, because I said so.
Well, as she got to be a teenager, there were some things that I didn't know at the time that I had went through in my teenage years that I shut out of my head so completely that I had a fear and I didn't know where it come from, but I wouldn't let her like hang out with the boys. I wouldn't let her, in ROTC. Well, they don't see me as a girl. I'm just one of the boys. I said,
yes, they do see you as a girl.
I said, you don't give yourself credit, Tiffany. You're a beautiful mom. No, I'm not. So
no.
I said, but, and I would try it. She's a mom. They're not going to hurt me. Why would you think that? I could not understand in my own self until I finally opened up. And when I explained to Tiffany what happened to me when I was a teenager, she said, oh my goodness, Mom, that explains so much. I said, what? She said, there would be times that when you wouldn't let me go riding with my friends and leave the house with my friends, she said, and I'd ask why, and you couldn't give me the answer. You always explain things, but that would be the only times that you would say, just because. She said, now I understand. But it took until I was 50, I'm 56, at least until I was 53. 53 years old. And carried that from the time I was 17 until I was 53 years old.
I carried mine for a very long time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say anything.
Same.
So,
to put yourself in that place again, you don't want to go back there.
I think when a similar thing happened to my oldest daughter, it brought it back up for me. Yeah, and that's when I opened up about it to her. Yeah, long story.
But you're right. See, Monique said she's still not talking about anything. Yeah. When I get that mom face.
All right, Darlene. I'm getting tired.
I get the mom face, I guess. And it's like she knows I just know things. So automatically when like that last night she was here and I was at the kitchen table when she got home. And I said, I want to talk to you. Whoop, all of a sudden that went up. You know, I'm getting the mom talk. Yes. And Monique, she was. You're very right. Afraid of condemnation and rejection. Yeah.
Yep.
And that night she kept saying, "Oh, so you're kicking me out. So if I don't do this, you're going to throw me back in the street." I said, "No." Part of her wanted me to say those words. So it could be
So she
mom's
could
fault.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I used to think it bothered her to disappoint her dad. Good morning, Land Shark. Good morning.
Hey, sweeties. Good to see you. I love you.
But yes, she would go to her dad about things first. After all this started, she'd go to her dad, because I think she feels like I can see straight through to her soul. It's not that. It's
Mm,
just um, um, I just know.
yeah. Same with my kids. I can always tell.
Look, our oldest Brandy, I used to think she was the way she was because she had two different moms. Kevin pretty much stayed out of it. Brandy never felt like she was torn between her mom and dad. Brandy's was she wanted me to herself and her mom to herself. But
Mm,
so she felt like she was pulled between two moms.
yeah.
I thought everything that child done to aggravate me and to get in trouble at school, not to be quiet at school, to tell things at school, was because of her
She don't like
situation. Then Casey come along. God taught me a whole new thing when Casey come along. I'm like, okay, God, now I see. That was just part of her being that wasn't necessarily just caused by her mom because Casey doesn't have two moms. I'm raising
Yeah.
him.
I know.
And he's some of the same way
No,
she is. So,
it's just a child.
My
um,
oldest for a long time hated Jessica. It's
Crawley.
8 years between them because she thinks that I took her away from her. But now they are so close, with the situation that's happened now. It's brought them closer together and they have a real understanding. And it's interesting that, like, Joss often says to me that she doesn't really understand why she had that feeling. But she now understands that I was there for all of them, not just,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
yes.
And my stepdaughter, she used to play me and her mum against each other
Yeah.
and set Joss up to get into trouble. So Joss looked like the bad child.
Yeah. Brandy kind of done that.
Yeah, it is.
I used to say she had only child syndrome. She was
Mm,
fine if
Yeah.
her brother was with his dad. And
Uh-huh.
then Tiffany stayed a lot with my parents. So Brandy felt like she had me to herself and she loved that. Then
mm.
I said she had the only child syndrome, and then Casey come along.
I used to say that about my oldest too.
3 years old. Hetty, she is going to have neck surgery in the morning. Um,
She's in
uh,
Columbus.
Columbus, Georgia, in a good hospital with good doctors, the best in sports medicine and spinal injuries.
Yes.
So they'll be going in, and she had decompression all the way up there, and it was basically paralyzing her from her neck down and
Yes.
causing
Mm,
her headaches.
Yes.
So, but when Casey
yeah.
come along, he was with me after Brandy went back to her mom's to live.
Yeah.
It was Ben Casey. You know, he was on the road driving. Tiffany on weekends would be with her papa. If it was summertime, I'd have to make her come home. So it was me and Casey. And at 3 years old, I'd ask Casey,
Yeah.
why do you act up when we go somewhere? Or why do you
Yeah.
act up if somebody comes over to the house? I don't like people's, Mommy. I just want me and you. What about Tiffany? Mommy, I just want me and you. So he's still like that.
That's cute.
Oh,
Yeah.
Callie, I love you. I love you.
Yes, very much.
Um,
Monique.
Hetty, that's why the other day I said anybody could share out. And then I went back, I think, and I put it as public to get out prayers as much as possible. Um, and the thing with my daughter, you know, I'm like, there's so much going on with MawMaw. That's my priority.
Yep.
But even with my daughter, and my sister told me it's not your shame, it's not nothing you did, but you have to talk about it. It's okay for you to ask for help and prayers for your child.
Yep.
When she went through that with her youngest son.
Yeah.
Oldest son, she didn't even have, you know, any problems. And her younger son was a daredevil. He got into things not because of an injury. So she told me I kept things and did not talk about them. She said, Darlene, you can't do that. It's not your shame.
No.
She
Yep.
said, you
All
did
right.
not raise, she said, you did not raise your children. They didn't grow up a certain way. She said, so all you can do is ask for prayer.
Yeah.
All right. Spinal cancer. I will do that, Denise. What's the Wednesday?
Yep. Listen, I ain't trying to be ugly, everybody, but Darlene is worn out. She's been through a lot. She needs a rest, and she ain't gonna do it unless she make to. So I just don't want y'all to think I don't want us on here. I want Darlene to be okay. She's got a lot coming back, so she can only do this a little at a time. So I said I'll give you an hour and a half. So
And you've gone over 7
it
minutes.
went over a little. I mean, I love Darlene. I love you guys. I love all of us being together. But just understand Darlene needs her rest. She needs her
I
downtime.
think
I know she's got a lot to do today. A lot.
you've been told.
I have.
And
You've been
it's too much. Got too much. So she needs at least rest for just a little while before she gets started on everything else. Because once Darlene starts, she don't quit.
Right. And
Have that stop button nowhere on her.
I would never tell Mama, but the other day after us doing stuff, I did. I laid in there in my bed and I said, God, please, please take this pain because I knew I needed to help Mama, and I'd take the look off my face. She said, well, I don't want to hurt y'all. I said, I'm fine. I'm fine. And when I got in my bed that day, I said, oh God, please, please take this pain. Because I knew as soon as she woke up, we had things to do again. So I guess I need this time to rest, Denise.
Yes, you do.
Mama gets home. Good morning, Ben. Good morning. My mama hen. My mother-in-law's back in the hospital, Ben. I'll tell you real quick because Denise said Darlene's got to get off here and go rest. My mother-in-law is with her neurosurgeons. They're doing neck surgery tomorrow, C3 and 4. And she's in good hands. She's in good hands anyway. She's in
Yes,
God's
she
hands.
is.
We all
Amen.
are. My daughter
Amen.
has drug court Friday. My daughter has drug court Friday, and I hope me and my husband's going to be there. And we just need prayers. You too, Amber?
I love all of y'all. Thank
Yes.
you. I know
I
you
love you
understand
guys.
why I do what I do.
Thank you for coming on. I almost didn't come on today because I was so tired. So tired. But I wanted people to know. Share it out on Facebook. If you guys come across this, share it out. You know, make a post about Francis Crawley. If you put and it's FRANCES on Facebook. I mean,
Yeah. It's fat. It's just Thompson, ain't it? Is that Crawley or Thompson?
oh, she has both names. So does she have her?
I think it's Thompson or Lizz. For some
Let me see.
reason, I'm thinking
Good.
that.
Well,
That's
heck,
what
just
it
share mine out. But you know, let people know. You could just say MawMaw.
Maybe
Let
you should
people
put
know.
Francis Thompson and Crawley on there. I don't know.
Yes.
Just
Cinnamon said, Denise, pulled that cyberspace plug on Norgazar computer. You're the closest to her location.
I'm fixing to tweak that.
Okay.
Right?
Yes, because my ears are going.
Yep.
Oh, well, wait now. Denise, before we do,
Okay.
we have a new person here that got this from their recommendation.
Hey, Fran.
Ethan, Ethan, I will tell you what we're about real quick. You're in my art room right now, but it's not just women. There's men that's in this. We come on in the mornings, mostly Monday through Fridays, usually at 9 a.m. We will talk about prayers, and usually that's why it's recommended to somebody. We do prayers. If there's anything that you need us to pray about or talk about, it's not just prayers. There's times we get silly on here. We have Cowboy Church said, I'm a man.
Yes,
We have several men in here today. Ben's very manly. So tomorrow, my mother-in-law's having surgery tomorrow. I might not be on. So Ethan,
come back,
like,
please.
subscribe, and come back and meet all of us. Come back and meet all of us.
Oh yeah, we would love it. Hey,
There's a reason. There is a reason that that you were sitting here. So come back and meet us, and I'm going to check your channel out. Who else came in? Melissa. Thank you, Melissa. Mama's having surgery tomorrow. And anybody, you could tell them I gave the rundown when I first come on this morning. So anybody you can think about, tell them, watch the first few minutes because I tell it all.
Oh, yeah. She does.
So, yeah. My bulldog.
You need to get off.
Yes. I love you guys. Liz lightly. God bless you. God bless your family. And God bless your world.
Yep.
And I love you guys.
I love y'all.